Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin.
Right.
And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if Yahweh so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Therefore,
in this case, what about the righteous garment, man? See, because when I see the material thing like the Christians, man. See, we want righteous food, man. Righteous clothing, man. You know what I mean? White garment, man.
Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed?
Right. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse. Let me start at verse 24 to build up the point. So you can bring them in. Start at verse 24. Say, and the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, up to teach patience, in meekness instructing those that oppose themselves.
Right.
If the Heavenly Father peradventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth.
You used to the one that give repentance, man. The Lord is the one who will do that, man. So, okay, look, alright, you're going to see so far, I'm going to make you going out in a blindness. Right now, somebody going to mention a thing here, and this time, you'll get it, man. The bar, if I'm getting it all long, but to them, I'll make you get it. You know what I mean? I like that the most I make you get it, man.
Just like that.
Just snap, just like that.
So me and Zach used to pass and scarf too. Just like he look at you them when they see about the place.
And then can't get it. Yeah. Isaiah chapter 6 verse 8. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will I go for, and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, said me. And he said, go and tell his people, hear ye indeed but understand not, see indeed but perceive not. Make the heart of these people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
And this is perfectly done, man. This is perfectly done. You're a witness.
Amen. Hey, where you from, man? South America? No, man. From Germany. From Germany. Alright. Alright, cool. In verse 11, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly destroyed.
Alright.
Like Jake. Them are swag. Germany is a man.
There's a big up yourself.
Yeah, that is another mystery we have to know. That Jake is scattered among all nations. See, and you see, being in the street, you have to wear the spirit of men. You have to try people's spirit. See, you can't, and this is the thing where you put the brother Rakaya come and Yashua and Ariana and brothers are going people who are judged based off of them, for them emotion and for them feelings, and not consulting what the word said before, putting the emotions aside first. There's a lot of time when we come to this truth, personally me speaking, and I can attest to you with the brother Shapar, a lot of things that come out and we get offended and we just leave it and the spirit just reveal it.
After a while, man.
And it just makes perfect sense, and it match up back with some things that we never even know. Or we would have studied, I would never get the full understanding of it. And things have happened. So till we grow up, and when things come out, it becomes like nothing.
So you have to be patient, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you one thing for the first time, seeing the rest of the video. I just forget it for a while, man.
Right.
Until the day the Lord reveal it. And one day when you not look for it,
Exactly.
the Lord reveal it. You know what I mean? Just like that.
Mysteries is revealed to the meek.
Hey, somebody you try to figure out one thing for all long and can't figure out, and one day when you're not trying to figure it out, you just come, you know?
Yes, I walk around there, boom, water, this blue.
You know what I mean?
Or the most I put it through experience,
Right.
and give you a deeper understanding. Like me want to say something about the word experience because even yesterday, Muta Baruch had up on the radio, and it is not the first me said this, which in a sense him right, but him wrong, because him say the national anthem, him love it, but the part in that when I like I say, give us wisdom from above. But when you consult Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, it says all wisdom coming from the Most High. But him say wisdom comes through experience, which the scripture also said that the man that traveled much have much understanding because he experienced more things. But
where understand come from? Where the open understanding come from?
There's a lot of people go through certain experience and still don't understand from it. Them not gain anything from it. Them still gonna do the stupid deeds same way. So the experience it never benefit them any at all.
The acknowledgement and the thing that must happen, man.
Exactly.
And the Lord have to bring you to that acknowledgement, man. Hey, Nicholas experience here in the word. Here in the word is an experience, but this I don't reveal to you until the Lord reveal it to you, man. You know what I mean? As the brother say, you can go through things, experience. You can see and not see and hear not hear until the Lord causes it to see, man.
Exactly.
Because when you go through certain experience and don't know what you go through, I see and hear, you see and hear and know what's the way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was saying, because I got through something, it means you're the best student.
Right.
As if it's funny when I go through it and see the situation, you have to even understand it more than you.
Right.
Exactly. See, so wisdom itself.
Like a man with a woman, a man he go to the same thing with a woman over and over again, man.
I'm still
not learn. Still not learn my youth.
Still can't get it. Good precept, good point. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not.
Right.
Neither decline from the words of my mouth.
Right.
Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
Right. So you have enough man go through things and them still not understand it, man.
Exactly. So wisdom comes from above, from the Heavenly Father. So
Amen.
the Lord put you through the experience and He give you the understanding of it. See? A lot of men, as you brother mentioned about women, a lot of men go through certain experience with women and them say, I'm not going to ever do this again. I'm not going to me done with the woman here. And as the woman see him 2 times and speak 2 times.
I am not again.
See? And that's the reason why Scripture said us, you're not supposed to sin by a mouth and forswear. They make a proud speech. Let the conversation.
And the most I hold you to that, man. If I say never ever do something again,
Exactly.
I will say if you are God.
Exactly.
The most I say, yo, I will see if I can turn one year white or grey. You know?
See? Let the year be here and the name be there. That's what the Scripture says.
You pursue yourself. You prove it wrong, man.
There's no in between.
I say, yo, this can't happen to me. That can't ever happen to me.
Or if I didn't why I do this because I'm sure so.
The Lord say, alright, let's see what I want.
Exactly.
Yo, I'll put you in that.
See? As a matter of fact, let me get it in James chapter 4 verse 13. Go to know, he that said today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain, whereas he know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. For that he ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that.
Right. That's how we have people studying out hell. Our parents say, oh, right. I was telling you, I'm college when you grow up. And they're going to get a job. And you know? Yeah, tomorrow Lord kill him.
So you said what that?
Lord kill him tonight.
Yeah. Luke chapter 12 verse 14. And he said unto him, man, who made me a judge or divider over you?
Right.
And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of things which he possesseth.
Right.
And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully, and he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do, I will pull down my barns, build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Heavenly Father said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee.
Yeah, because the things that we achieve now going to stop the Most High from putting to death. When they want me education, when they want me material wealth, when they want me you just get a baby, you know what I mean? They get a new girl, they get a new car.
House.
You can't just get a new car, lad, put to the death, not a car. You know what I mean? So it's not about to try to achieve a bag of things and, you know, and you feel like everything is alright from this up.
Yep.
Scriptures are seeking first the kingdom of heaven, man.
Exactly.
And the only thing is short. You know what I mean? And I must live to enjoy nothing for your attainment.
First priority in life is serve the Most High, everything come after you.
The whole duty of man. In verse 20 again, but the Heavenly Father said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee, then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that lay up treasure for himself and is not rich towards the Heavenly Father.
Right. God's will.
We will do this or we'll do that, if the Lord's will. Maybe go back to Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Heavenly Father and keep His commandments.
It's a very hard thing to find. You know what I mean? See? Apart from the men them, you know, the highway and byway do things sincerely. There's nobody who fear the Heavenly Father, man. The vast majority of people have little to no fear of the Heavenly Father, man. See? So the whole duty of man is what? To fear the Heavenly Father. Yeah, all people think that it's a bad thing to fear the Heavenly Father, man. Why God don't want to pray that in? Woman always say something to you. Yeah. Stupid, man. See, that's why you don't have any respect for the Heavenly Father, man. You know what I mean?
Enough for them to grow up with their mother and their father and fear of them parents, but they still grow up loving them parents.
Exactly. So, for the Most High, fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Heavenly Father shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Because really and truly, you know the book of Ecclesiastes, Solomon tells us everything, yo. And then even coming down to the end, tell us, yo, time and chance to every man. So basically, man say, yo, no matter where in your life, you are dead. And you can achieve one of things and you still can achieve nothing, yo. So at the end of the day, the one thing where you make your life short, how when you
Most have favor in you, man.
yeah, exactly.
You fear the Most High.
And the one thing that you know feel for you, or the one thing that actually going to give you stability or prosperity or even success. Wisdom of Solomon 8, verse 6. verse 4, it says, she's privy of the mysteries of the knowledge of God and a lover of his works. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? If prudence work, who of all that are is more cunning workman than she? And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues. For she teacheth temperance and prudence and justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old and conjureth all what is come. She knoweth the subtleties of speech and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders and the events of seasons and times. Right? You said the obtaining of
Which is wisdom.
He said, nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her except God gave her me, and that was a point of wisdom
Right.
also.
And that and you have to know, say, if you know that the Most High is the one that give you wisdom, that's wisdom in itself. Because if the Heavenly Father now open up your understanding, you can't ever get that any at all. See? Hey, to fear the Most High, it is a gift given. See? Faith is a gift. To know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men is a gift. See, all these things are gifts. See? Well,
Nevertheless, I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her except God gave her me. And that was a point of wisdom also to know whose gift she was. I prayed unto the Lord and beseeched him, and with my whole heart I said, we're going to chapter 9.
right. Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 22. Fear ye not me, said the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sun for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, and it cannot pass it. And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. But these people hath a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord, our power, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter, and in his season he reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest.
Feel
Fear, exactly.
and water you.
And you still don't fear. See? Isaiah chapter 8 verse 13. Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So the Lord,
When the scripture says supposed to reference the Lord, when I look up the word reference, go back to the Greek word before there, yo. And then the word before there means fear.
Right.
So it seems like one is reverence for us,
Yeah.
one is fear.
like you can say, you have a height, a phobia of the height. You're afraid of height.